All right, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, we still got some people coming in. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right, so the first one that I have is, this was something that I was thinking about the other day, actually. I was actually watching a TV show. If you guys have ever seen This Is Us, that show like hits on life so hard. Every single episode, it really like, I don't know, I was watching that and I was inspired to write this post because they were talking about how, when we're younger, like the years and like time seems to go by so slow, right? Like so slow. And then like the older that we get, it's like the years just fly by. Like time goes by so freaking fast. And so I was thinking about that because I was thinking, like I can confidently say now I am 100% spending my time on my terms, with the exception of, the military kind of holding my husband hostage a little bit. Besides that, I live life on my terms. I wake up when I want. I do what I want throughout the day. I'm not, tied to a time clock or I have a boss telling me what to do. None of that. But not everybody else does, right? Like there's people who wake up, who today wake up and they're dreading the fact that tomorrow is Monday and that they have to go back to their job for the next like 5 days. There are people who are doing things every single day that don't bring them joy and that they don't enjoy. And it makes me sad for them. It genuinely makes me sad for them because, like I said, time is so precious. Time is non-refundable. And there are so many people who are spending it doing things that they don't want to be doing. And so take what I just said as you will and run with it however you want. But I kind of want to talk to that person. Personally, I want to talk to that person who woke up this morning and is dreading the fact that tomorrow is Monday and that they aren't going to be able to go the next 5 days doing what they want to do, right? They're going to be clocking into a job that they don't particularly like. They're going to be missing time with their kids, whatever it is. That's the direction that I want to go. But like I said, take what I just said how you will, and whatever comes to mind, go ahead and type on that. And remember, as we go through these, they don't all need to be long, drawn out messages. In fact, I was reading something the other day that said like most people do not even read captions. So if I'm being honest, I've tried to keep mine really short and sweet recently. As we go through these, I am going to have some that are a little bit longer because I do believe that there are some people who do read longer ones. And so I'm not going to stop doing that, but just keep in mind they don't all need to be super long novels. All right, so I'm going to set the timer. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. I will drop the topic in the chat as well for you guys. For those that are new, you can organize these however you would like to. But personally, what I do is I have folders for each month. So each month I start a new folder. So right now I'm in April's folder. And then within that folder, I create like another folder that has like the upcoming week. And I put a note for each day of the week. So every topic, every caption that we go through right now, it's a new note so that throughout the week, all I have to do is go in there, grab it, copy, paste it, throw it up, boom, I'm done. All right, you guys, moving on. For this next one, I want you guys to think about a deal breaker for you when it comes to this industry, right? So for me personally, the first thing that comes to mind is cold messaging. If I were, prior to this, when I was looking for something, if somebody had told me like that they teach on cold messaging, that would have been a deal breaker for me. That would have been a no-go, right? Maybe it's forced auto ships or website fees or companies that require, like, I don't know, like inventory, stuff like that. Think about for you, what is something that is a deal breaker for you, and talk about that. So I'm going to talk about cold messaging because I want to, like all the time, everybody on here, I'm sure, gets those, like what we call like the hey girl messages. And I actually just got one yesterday that kind of like inspired me to write this. Um, but I want to talk about the stigma around the industry because of all of the people that cold message. And then I want to use that as an opportunity to tell people, like, hey, I've built my business without ever sending a single cold message. So that's the direction I'm going with it. But think about what a deal breaker is for you. And that is what we are going to do. Yes. Yes, Sam. Daily. Anyways, as always, as we go through these, like Kim just said, not walking alone. So like community, feel free to share your ideas in the chat because, that helps other people that may be struggling to think. Because I know for some people, when we do these, sometimes it feels like you're put on the spot and you have a hard time like starting. So I love when people drop their ideas in the chat. So pay attention to those because some good ones drop in there. Okay, so for anyone struggling, I just want to share with you guys what I have for this one, and it's not done. It's not done. Okay, this is a very rough draft, but you're going to see where I'm going with it. So what I'm going to do at the top is I'm going to put my personal team stats. If you're brand new and you don't have any yet, reach up to your upline. Whether it's me or Christina, Tammy, or Allison or Lindsay, whoever it is, reach up to your upline, ask them what their team stats are, and you can use those. So I'm going to start with my team stats. So my customers, my number of promoters, my lifetime team sales. I'm going to put those numbers in. And then I have cold messages sent, 0. It's 2022. Spamming your friends and family, 100s list, scripts, none of that builds you a business anymore. Know what does? Authenticity, aka you showing up as you. And then I'm going to go into basically just saying that, like, the numbers don't lie, we know what we're doing here, like that sort of thing. So that's what I have for that one. Like I said, very, very rough draft, but you guys get the idea. All right, moving on. I want you guys to think about 2 hesitations that people have around trying the products. So if you've talked to people, what are like 2 common things that you hear all the time that kind of like hold people back, that people use as like excuses, so to speak, when it comes to trying the product? So I know, like, immediately off my head, yes, money is a really good one. I know people are afraid to try the shakes because they've tried, other companies' shakes in the past, and they were gritty, they were chalky, they couldn't choke them down. Right, health issues. Some people, some people do have things like that. So what are 2 things? And I want you guys to kind of debunk those. Okay, so think of the 2 common things. Like I said, it could be money, it could be, that the shakes, they're afraid to try the shakes. I'm trying to think of other ones. Some people I know are like sensitive to caffeine, so they're afraid to try the vitamins, which then you could go into say, if you have a caffeine sensitivity, you could use that as an opportunity to talk about the new multivitamin gummies. You guys, those can be used in place of step 1. Use it as an opportunity to talk about those. And like I said, feel free, you guys, drop some different ones into the chat so that other people, because I know we do have new people on here, so they can kind of pull from those. I see people talking about the patches, and I just want to add, so I have a new promoter who is obsessed with the products. And it was funny because she was like, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, when I first started watching everybody share about these products, she's like, I saw the patches, and she's like, I thought they were so tacky. Like, it seemed so tacky and silly to me. And she's like, but now that I'm in this and I've done like my research and I understand like the science behind it, it's really freaking cool. And she tells her audience that. And so that's something that like there's like a zinger that I've used before, and it's been like a picture of the patch. And I think I've said something about like kind of silly, extremely effective, or something along the lines of that. So that's a good one to do, is the patches. Like people do, they think they're silly, they think they're tacky, but like talk about the science behind them. Talk about how they literally work on a time release with your body and they pull what they need throughout the day. You know what I mean? And how they sustain everything that you get in steps 1 and 2 all day. And that's how you don't crash and that's how you feel good all day. All right. All right. And if you've been on these, you've heard me say this a million times, but for those who are new, as I go through and batch out my captions and stuff, first of all, keep in mind that any of these are intended to be used for reels. Okay. You can use these for captions for reels. Or like real inspo. So if you like for that topic right there, if you can think of something that you're like, oh, I could create a reel off of that, like use that as inspiration for a reel. As I'm going through these, I try to think of like content photos that will work with them because I'm trying to be better about not having every single photo on my feed just like be a selfie, right? Like I'm trying to like mix it up and really showcase like my branding vibes. I want people to be able to look at my page and be able to tell that I like home decor, that I'm a thriver, that, you know, I have kids, that I'm a military wife, like XYZ, just solely based off of my photos without even reading my captions. So as I'm going through, I like to think, what content photo can I take to go with this caption? And when I think of one, I just kind of put it like at the bottom of the of what I've typed out, so that when I'm planning my week, I can plug in like what photos I'm using what day, and like if I need to take the photos, I schedule that time out. So for that one, like I talked about, we're talking about the products, so I know I need to take a photo like with me and my 3 steps, or a flat lay of my 3 steps or something like that. And I see people talking about lifestyle changes and fad diets and quick fixes. So that's going to slide us into our next one really nicely, because I saw this the other day and you guys have all heard it. The day that you plant the seed is not the day that you eat the fruit. So AKA, great things take time. That's what that means to me. And so I kind of want to talk about that. And this is why I say like we're going to slide into this, because this is a good opportunity to talk about those quick fixes, those fad diets, those those gummies that you're going to take and they're going to like target, you know, your fat right here, right? I want to tell people that same with like the business. So you can take it the product side, like I said, and that's actually a really good opportunity for you to talk about E60 and the 60-day challenge and creating those healthy habits and those routines and, you know, XYZ. Or you can take it, I think I'm going to take it the business side, and I want to talk about how this isn't like a get rich overnight, right? Like this isn't, you're not going to sign up and then the next day you're going to be able to go out and like buy a house, right? But if you stick it out, if you put in the work, if you show up to the meetings, if you do XYZ, like it will. If you treat it like a business, it's going to pay you like a business. So topic of this, take it as you will. The day that you plant the seed is not the day that you eat the fruit. All right, we've got about a minute 30 left, but I just want to share with you guys what I did for this one because I actually took this one and used it as like a zinger. So I have, this isn't a get rich overnight kind of thing, but it is a work hard, stay consistent, and then earn a weekly income that is more than you could have ever imagined kind of thing. All right, we have just a couple more left. And for this next one, you guys know every week we do this. So every Tuesday is payday. And so this next one is just going to be a payday post. So something that you can share on Tuesday when you get paid. Something that I want you guys to keep in mind is, and I talked about this recently when I did like that surface level training. People are afraid to talk about what payday is doing for them if because in their mind like it's not big enough. Like some of you maybe compare like your paydays, which are maybe just like, I don't know, Chick-fil-A money, or like, like a Starbucks, like a $5 drink or something like that, to, so and so's mortgage money, to so and so's vacation that it's paying for, right? Like, you guys, that happens. That's a thing because I did it. But what you guys need to know is, if you are just starting out and you're still building that foundation, and your paychecks aren't, vacation money or aren't mortgage money, and maybe they're just gas money. You guys, there's so many people, especially with the price of gas and just life, like life's expensive. Like, it's expensive. There's so many people who would kill to have like an extra $30 a week to put into their gas tank, or to go buy, their kids diapers, or to take like their kids out for ice cream. Like, $30 might not seem like a lot to you because you're comparing it to somebody else's, but it would change somebody else's like life, like no joke. And so you need to start sharing about that and not limit yourself. I have a girl who just started recently, and I love the way that she shares payday because she is just starting out. So her paychecks, they aren't very large yet, but she literally gets on her first paycheck. She went on her stories face to face and was like genuinely excited. And like, you could just see it in her face and hear it in her voice. She talked about how like, yeah, like, this is my first paycheck, and I understand that like, good things take time to build and whatever, but like, this paycheck today, like, it's enough for me to go get like 2 like small Red Bulls. You know what I mean? And like, it seems so insignificant and so small, but for some people, like, they can't do that. They don't have extra. I never, back, before I found this, I couldn't afford to go get 2 Red Bulls, like no joke. Like we were broke. And so I just love how she shared about like that little win. So keep that in mind, and we're like running behind. So I'm just going to do 5 minutes because I'm talking a lot, and let's come up with something that we can share on Tuesday for payday. Okay, we've got 2 more left. All right. I want you guys to think of a win that you've had, and like maybe like a recent win. And again, just like everything, there's so many different directions you can take this. So like maybe there's I don't know, maybe there's like a room in your house that has just been like the catch all for like months and months and months. And you've been telling yourself that you need to get to it, you need to clean it, and you just haven't. But maybe recently you finally like cleaned it, right? Like that's a win. And you can talk about how, you know, like these products have helped you because they gave you the energy to clean this room that you've been putting off for literally like months, right? Or like maybe it's like, if you're me, it's going through your junk drawers. Like your junk drawers are like ridiculous, and you know, you just throw everything in there, but one day you finally just had the energy to be like, you know what, I'm just going to get this done. Or maybe it's thriving for free. You guys, maybe like you didn't think that you were ever going to be able to thrive for free. You didn't think you were going to be able to get 2 customers on auto ship, and you recently got 2 customers on auto ship, and now you're going to thrive for free next month. Maybe when you came into this, like you told yourself like, I don't think I'm going to be able to build a team. And now look at you, like you're leading a team of, even if it's just one person, you're leading a team. So what is something that like you've either been putting off that you recently did, or like I said, if you want to go the business side, what's like a limiting belief that you had when you first started, that you didn't think you were going to be able to achieve that you have? And I want you guys to take a minute and like brag on yourself, share a win. All right. And lastly, you guys, well, first of all, I had to move outside because my son helped himself out here to the trampoline. So I had to follow him. Can you guys, you can hear me, right? My Wi-Fi signal's okay. Okay, good. The very last topic that I want you guys to talk about is E60. If you are not talking about E60, if you have not yet talked about it, you are doing yourself and your business a disservice. And I say that because it took me a little bit of time to start talking about it. And once I did, you guys, I opened up like this whole new door, this whole new network of people that I didn't even have on my radar before. Because, and I've literally had people come out of the woodwork and tell me, hey, I want to do that challenge with you, simply because they were like, I enjoy challenges like that. I love following things like that. I like the accountability. You know, like I have a girl who told me that she's restarting keto, and that, you know, she's like, what products of yours will fit into my keto lifestyle that I can do this like with you through, right? So talk about E60. I'm personally starting it tomorrow. And so I've been pretty heavy talking about it. I have a post that I put up if you guys want to go check out my Instagram or my Facebook and kind of like look at that. I felt like that was a really good first E60 post, and you can kind of recreate it to make it your own, right? Don't just copy and paste it. Recreate it to make it your own, sound like you. But yeah, I'm starting tomorrow. I have a decent chunk of customers who are going to be doing it with me. So like I said, start talking about E60, talk about the accountability group, talk about, you know, how I think the biggest thing that we can talk about when it comes to this is I like to compare it to 75 hard and talk about how it's like that, except it's a whole lot simpler and it is much more maintainable, right? It's a lifestyle change, not just a go hard for 75 days and then stop. You know what I mean? It's about creating healthy habits and healthy routines and getting your mind right and, you know, all these things. So we are going to talk about E60 on this one, and then we're going to hop off. This one's going to be shorter because we got to get to planning. I will drop my Instagram handle in the comments for you guys. I just want to share with you guys too, something that I'm doing for my customers who have committed to the E60 challenge with me is, so I advertise it as, I market it as like, you know, drinking. One of the things is like, we're going to drink 60 ounces of water every day. We're going to hold ourselves to that. And so I went on Amazon and I found a 60, is it a 60 ounce? I think it's a 60 ounce. I found a water bottle that's like $15 per water bottle, which I know is like, I'm not telling you guys go out and buy these for your customers. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I ordered like, I think it was like 7 of them for my customers who are starting with me tomorrow. And I'm going to send that as like a little like gift to them for doing this with me. And it's tax write-off. And I think that it, you know, like we always talk about like, be your own customer service. And I just think that's a really good, like, I love when my hair girl sends me like gift cards in the mail or like free samples to try. And so if you can't buy your customers a water bottle, maybe it's just like sending them a card, like telling them how excited you are to be doing this with them, and then like put like a packet of Thirst in. Something simple like that. Like go into your pantry, go into your like stock, whatever you have for products, see what you can send people. If you don't have anything on hand, maybe it's just like sending their account $5 in credits for towards their E60 pack or towards their, you know, whatever, their next order. Little things like that go a long way. Yeah, I love the idea of sending thirst. All right, you guys, I'm going to let you, I just wanted to share that before we got off. I'm going to let you guys jump off so that we can go into our planning Zoom. I hope that you guys found this beneficial. I hope that this helps you throughout the week stay accountable to posting. All right, I'll see you guys on Christina's Zoom. Have a good Sunday, you guys.